This is the STRIPSACK DUALCAST. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the FATMAN.
All right, Thursday night's game, Falcons 25, Panthers 17. Falcons defense actually found a way to win the game in the fourth quarter, which is pretty huge. What do you think?
I think the Panthers defense looked pretty bad. There was guys open all over the field all night long. They were leaving huge gaps. I think I could have completed some of those passes. There was a lot of times Julio Jones was wide open. The offense looked bad, and poor old Teddy Bridgewater definitely got his bell rung.
Yeah, I definitely was surprised to see that the Falcons only punted one time this game. I mean, I know they only scored 25 points, but they only punted once.
Right. I know the Panthers went for it a bunch of times on fourth down and just couldn't get it.
All right, Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks. I think this is huge for them. There's no person on that D-line that has more than 2 sacks. It's been bad, and I think this is going to be a huge help. What do you think?
He was definitely frustrated in Cincinnati. I guess he was coming in playing once in a while off the bench. Him and the defensive coordinator were clashing. I think it'll be good for him. You know, he'll definitely be happier. He'll finally get to play. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I saw he had posted his house there in Cincinnati for sale before trade talks even started. So he was in a hurry to get out of there. Hopefully he does well for Seattle. You know, that defense is terrible in Seattle, so hopefully he can help them out.
Yeah, you know, he's only got 1 sack in the last 263 snaps, which is kind of alarming. But he's averaged 8 sacks in 10 seasons, so that's good. And I'm really excited to see some type of pressure off the line because the last 2 seasons have been really horrible watching that defense.
Well, he also, I mean, he has the most sacks in Bengals history. So, yeah, he's a little bit older now. I think he's 32, but you should have a couple good years in him. You only gave up a 7th-round pick and a jukey center, so I think he should be okay.
Yeah. You know, Bengals fans are pretty happy about BJ Finney.
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. You guys do something with that pick.
Yeah, have another 3 or 4 years of not being in the playoffs.
Yeah. Des Bryant to the Ravens practice squad. Now, this guy, he's a monster. 73 touchdowns, you know, but his last couple years he has hurt, and you know he doesn't really produce since Tony Romo was on the field. I don't know. I'm not thinking this is a really good move for the Ravens.
They're grabbing at straws, right? So the big news was Tampa Bay went out and grabbed Antonio Brown, so they felt like they needed to do something. Because all that team really has is Lamar Jackson. There's Hollywood Brown. He's pretty good, but you know you got to spread the ball around. They needed another weapon. They got him. Hopefully it works out for Dez. I know I want to say he went to Buffalo a couple years ago. I'm probably wrong, but I know his first game he blew his ACL or something. That was pretty sad. And it seemed like it was the end of his career. Nobody really gave him a chance after that. So hopefully he has a chance to come back and do something with the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly can't hurt, but I don't know. I don't know if it's something to be like too excited about, you know.
Well, I mean, they signed him to the practice squad, so they, you know, they'll figure out what he's all about before they throw him out there on the field.
Yeah, I am happy that he at least made that because he hasn't been on any team for a while. In fact, he's got videos of him doing routes with YouTubers.
Right. Well, it worked, you know.
Yeah.
It got attention back on him, and it got people looking at him.
Yeah.
I hope he does. I mean, I hope he does well. He was an okay receiver, and it was actually the New Orleans Saints in 2018. It wasn't the Buffalo Bills.
Well, at least you fact checked it.
Yeah, but I know he ended up only playing a couple games and got injured. So
yeah,
I hope it works out for him to at least come back and put together a halfway decent season, give him one more shot at it.
Yeah,
if anything, it gives Lamar a big target. He's a big guy, so it gives him a red zone target.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's up in the air for me. Stephon Gilmore, potential trade. I think it's a huge mistake for the Patriots to get rid of him, but I would like to see him in Seattle because we have the worst defense in the NFL. and it could only help.
No, well, first of all, Seattle doesn't have the worst defense in the NFL. That solely belongs to the Cowboys. But do me a favor and get them the fuck out of the AFC East. I'm tired. I'm tired of that guy. He's a shutdown corner. He does well. I think he's one of the highest paid guys on the Patriots, and we all know Belichick doesn't like to pay anybody. So get him to help the East. Unless he comes down to Miami, I'll welcome him with open arms.
Yeah, I mean, besides Seattle, probably be a good fit with him at the Chiefs. Definitely wouldn't help them there, or it wouldn't be a bad thing for them there. I think this would be a huge blockbuster trade if he goes anywhere. This is just pretty big news. He was the NFL's defensive MVP last year. The fact that they're even talking about trades blows my mind, and his wife already put his house up.
Well, that just tells you how much they're realizing in New England that it's rebuild mode. To me, trading away Gilmore is the first sign of saying they've given up on the season and they're trying to get capital going forward.
My thing is they're what, 2 games out? They play the Bills. It's not over. What, 3 games maybe?
Miami's winning that division. We know that. It's gonna be 2 at a time.
Yeah, until
Nobody's
Aaron
stopping that.
Donald sacks him and he's hurt for the year. Breaks his hip again.
We still got Fitzmagic.
Yeah, he'll sack him and break his hip too.
Maybe I don't know, you think New Orleans would benefit from him maybe going over there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it would help there, but knowing Tampa Tom, he's going to try and get him down there in Tampa, probably.
Yeah, right. That's probably like the huge thing. Like they're trying to trade. Like watch Mike Evans goes to the Patriots for Stephon Gilmore, and then it's like that's the blockbuster trade.
Well, when you think about it, right? Here's another option. Here's something to think about. So, New England needs a wide receiver. Dallas needs a defense. What if they send Gallup from Dallas to New England, and they get Stephon Gilmore to help out on the backside of their defense?
I just don't see a team that is probably not going to make the playoffs going to push for him. I mean, he's a great talent, obviously, but I definitely don't.
They're only 2 games back.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see it. I really don't. It makes sense on paper for sure, but I just don't see that happening. I feel like they got a lot of veterans over there that's probably already frustrated at like what's going on, and they definitely don't need another person frustrated.
Well, I don't know. They just cut Dontari Poe today.
Yeah.
So
because he wasn't producing. It had nothing to do with him kneeing. Nope, had nothing to do with him kneeing. It was because he wasn't producing.
They traded Everson Griffin the other day, and I think they were talking about cutting somebody else. So it's, maybe they would entertain that idea.
I don't know. I feel like they're shipping everybody out of there, and they're getting ready to rebuild themselves, which is definitely got to be frustrating to some of the players on that offense.
Well, their offense is, at least going forward with Dallas, their offense is set. They have enough weapons. They could probably use a couple extra offensive linemen because they're all banged up and some of the guys retired, but they could spend all of next year's draft on the defense if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Get some guys in free agency, fire Mike Nolan.
I've heard a couple Cowboy fans wanting Mike McCarthy gone too.
Well, that'd be okay too.
I've got a question for you. Who's got a better record, the Cowboys or the Jets in the last 20 games?
Adam Gase.
Yep, they're tied 7-13. I think that's pretty rough being a Cowboys fan. You go from all the way up here to down here that quick.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the NFL. You have teams that have this open window where they could potentially be a Super Bowl team, and then just like that, they're done.
Well, the other problem is that they're still loaded on offense.
Yeah.
And young, so it's not like they at least have one side of the ball taken care of. They get a couple pieces on defense and get somebody in there that knows how to run a defense. Maybe give good old Rex Ryan a call. Have him come back.
Or Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's going to be there. I mean, I don't think it'd be too much worse than like Mike Nolan. It'd be way
Right.
better, honestly. All right, that's all I have there. You have anything?
No, I said we go ahead and get into some of our picks. Yeah.
All right, man. What do you got?
All right. So first up, Rams at Dolphins. It hurts my heart to say this, but I'm taking the Rams just because of what this putz over here said 5 minutes ago. Aaron Donald scares me, and I'm afraid he's going to get his hands on my man Tua, and it might not work out so well for me.
Yeah, I got the Rams in this game, and it's all because I think Aaron Donald's going to spoil Tua time for every Miami fan out there. Jets at Chiefs. I got the Chiefs because, well, the Jets suck.
I got the Chiefs too, just Adam Gase. Vikings at Packers. This was a tough one, even though the Vikings are terrible at 1-5. It's a rivalry game, but I'm still taking the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is just going to smoke them.
Yeah, I got to show some love to the Green Bay Packers at some point, so I'm definitely going to pick them as well. I think Cousin throws a TD to the defense in this game.
At least one.
Yeah. Colts at Lions. I'm going to take the Lions because I love me some Matty Ice, and I think he's going to deliver this game again.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm taking the Colts just because Phillip Rivers talks a lot of shit, and I love it. Yeah. Up next, we got Raiders at Browns. I'm taking the Raiders. John Gruden. That's my answer.
Yeah, I got the Raiders as well. I think that they're just going to bounce back against an overly confident Browns game. You know, they're really excited about how well Baker played against the 1-5-1 Bengals. Titans at Bengals. I'm taking the Titans. I do believe that Burrow's going to keep this close, though.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans. What we've seen from the Bengals the past 2 weeks is they get out to a big lead and then they end up losing it and lose the game. So I don't trust that. I think the Titans are just going to run all over them with Derrick Henry.
I will say the Bengals are scrappy.
Yeah, and Tannehill, like I said last week watching against Pittsburgh, that is not the Ryan Tannehill I had in Miami. I might be starting to like him a little bit.
Yeah. Baby, come back.
Patriots at Bills. I'm taking the Bills over the Patriots because the Patriots are dumpster fire right now.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to say the Patriots are going to beat the Bills because Belichick ain't going to 2-5. Chargers at Broncos. I'm going with the Chargers. The Chargers have been good almost all year. They lost a couple close games. And Bosa's going to eat.
I'm taking the Chargers. Who loses to the Broncos? Up next, Cowboys and Eagles. After all the bashing I just did on the Cowboys, it's pretty obvious I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles. I mean, for the Cowboys to win this game, they're going to have to pressure Wentz. They're going to have to not turn over the ball. And Tony Romo's going to have to come out out of the booth because Danucci ain't doing shit this game. Steelers at Rams. Or Ravens. Steelers at Ravens. Steelers, they're the best team in football. The Ravens, they need to find a way to stop that short passing game. I really don't think they will. I know they have a good defense, but, I mean, what's the best offense against a good pressure? And it's a short passing game. So I'm taking the Steelers at the Ravens.
I'm taking the Steelers. Division game, that Steelers defense is boss. Big Ben's playing outstanding football. I can't bet against the Steelers right now.
Yeah.
The other game we have is the Saints at the Bears. I like the Bears in this game. Same reason. I like defense. The Bears defense plays well. I know they got shellacked the other night against the Rams, but I trust that defense. I think that offense is going to get back on track. Even though it's hard for me to pick against Drew Brees, I'm still taking the Bears.
I'm going to take the Saints. The Saints, they have been quiet this year. Like, people aren't realizing that this is a really good football team. I think they're just outside the top 10 teams we have in the league. You know, they're probably going to move up this week after they smash the Bears. I really don't think that Nick Foles and Nagy are going to figure it out this week against them. I really feel like they're going to throw another dud, maybe 10 or 17 points, while the Saints put up at least 28. All right. 49ers at Seattle. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if pissed off Jimmy G has his best game of the year. But I think Russ is going to find a way to carry this team like he has in the past, and I think that he's going to be the reason that we come out in a very close game against the Niners.
So I'm taking the Niners. I think Seattle relies too much on what Russell Wilson. There's that salty hawk face. I think Seattle relies too much on what Russell Wilson can do. I like DK Metcalf too, but I just think that Seattle defense is terrible. I think the 49ers are back on track. You know, they should start getting some guys back off injury, and I like the Niners in this game. It's a rivalry game. They'll split the season. I'm taking the Niners in the first one.
I'm definitely not going to take I'm definitely not going to see the Niners beating them at home first. Get the fuck out of here. Not happening. And first of all, I just want to let you know.
It's not like there's any damn fans there.
I just want to let you know. It's okay to pick against the Dolphins on the DUALCAST, but it's 100% not okay to pick against the Seahawks. All right?
Man, fuck them Seahawks.
You look like a Seahawk right now.
I just, I think they put too much on Russ. You got to give the guy a break. He looked tired against Arizona. He looked wore out. He looked like he was ready to say, I just can't do this shit no more. He can't carry the team week after week.
I want to disagree and say he didn't look a little off in that second half, but he really did. After he got whacked by Budda Baker, he just wasn't the same.
Yeah, so I don't know if that rang his bell and he just, had a headache and didn't tell nobody like the old days, but he didn't look like Russ in the second half. And I'm just worried that I think he was a little butthurt that they didn't get Antonio Brown.
Yeah, carried over into his performance. I wanted AP.
You don't know. It might have affected him a little bit mentally.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to carry this team, and they're not giving me shit to do it with. They won't make a move for me. They're not trying to make this side of the ball any better. Like, my defense isn't helping me out. Fuck them. I doubt that because I know he wants to win. But
if FATMAN was the quarterback for the Seahawks, then I could see that happening. But that's definitely not Russ.
I don't know, man. It takes a toll on everybody.
Do you imagine if your quarterback was like that and they came out? You know what? I just said fuck it. I had 35 points up on the board. There's literally 7 minutes left in the game. I just gave the ball to the defense because y'all ain't helping. Fuck it.
But all I know is if I was one of Tom Brady's linemen and he started screaming at me like that, next time we're out on the field, I'm looking at the fucking guy across from me and I'm just saying, go get him. I'm sidestepping him and letting my quarterback get smoked to prove a point.
And there you go, folks. If you ever want to learn how to get benched for the rest of your life, take that advice.
That's okay. The Cowboys would sign me. They need help.
We'll take anybody you could get.
Or the Jets. They can't get any worse.
Yeah. So what do you think the best game of the week's going to be?
I think the best game of the week is probably going to be I'm going to say Steelers, Ravens. That's the game I'm going with. I think that's going to be the pick of the week. I'm almost starting to sound like a Steelers fan.
I think you are.
God damn. My roots are coming out, but
I'll tell you what. For quarters 1 through 3, it's going to be the Steelers-Ravens game because they always like to beat the shit out of each other, and I love watching it. But for the fourth quarter only, I'm going to pick 49ers and Seahawks. The last 2-3 games that they've played have come down to the absolute wire, and I definitely think that it's going to be the same way again. And Seattle just likes to give me heart attacks. So,
I mean, I think that depending on how that Minnesota Green Bay game goes, that might be intriguing too. I'm really interested in that one.
I'm actually really interested in the Rams-Dolphins because
I love rivalry games. So
yeah,
that's when guys are smoking each other.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the Rams-Dolphins. I think that's quietly going to be a really good game too. And I'm not just saying it because you have a Miami blanket in the background there. I'm saying it because like Tua's starting. Aaron Donald. Like this should be a huge game for him. I really think it's going to be Aaron Donald versus Tua the whole time. And Tua's pretty quick. He's got big arms, so we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be fun to watch for sure.
Well, I mean, I'm excited for that game. I think I'm just as much nervous as I am excited.
Yeah, I guess.
Tua might be a little bit jittery. It's his first game.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit is it's at home, but he might come out be a little bit jittery. He might have to get smacked once or twice to get his head in the game.
Yep. One other game I'm going to put in there that might surprise is Colts at Lions, because Matthew Stafford's just a fighter.
And what Phillip Rivers are you going to get?
You're definitely going to get a shit-talking one, that's for sure.
Exactly. But are you going to get the 4 touchdown Phillip Rivers, or are you going to get the 4 interception Phillip Rivers? Who are you going to get?
That's a good question.
Because if you get the 4 touchdown Phillip Rivers, it's going to be a good game. If you get the 4 interception Phillip Rivers, Colts don't stand a chance.
All right, that's all I got, man. You have anything?
Yeah, that's it for me too, man.
All right, guys. Catch us again early Monday morning. We'll have the Sunday recap. And that's all I have.
No, don't forget Dominators, Stanker Shank.
Well,
It's everybody's
some screen time.
Everybody's favorite Stanker Shank. And that new one we just put out there, the Dumpster Fires.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, I'm the Hawk.
I'm a Fat Man.
See you.